not saying that when you're in the mountains, 1 drink is like 3 drinks. And I just fully had a meltdown. It was great. Nothing is going right. Okay, I'm really hoping that this is gonna work out in terms of framing because I really want the snow in the background. This is part 2 of my writing retreat / research trip adventure vlog. If you missed part 1, it's linked as a card and also down below when I was at Winter Park and Grand Lake in Colorado. And now I am in Breckenridge, Colorado for Ullr Fest. If this is your first video of mine, hi, I'm Wallskinny, but you can call me Wallissimo. I'm the author of internationally best-selling novel A Dark and Secret Magic, and I'm currently working on my 2nd book, which is why I am here at Breckenridge for Ullr Fest. I take heavy inspiration from Ullr Fest, and I went once last year, and I'm back just to get a 2nd round of research in, and also because it's a lot of fun. It is basically a big, fun festival in the ski town of Breckenridge, Colorado, to celebrate the Norse god Ullr, who is the god of skiing and snow. And they do all sorts of fun shenanigans to celebrate kind of the ski season, and also under the guise of praying for snow and powder days. We're gonna work this morning. We're gonna go to Ullr Fest this afternoon and into the evening. I have reservations at a nice restaurant tonight, and I also have some fun stuff planned for tomorrow as well. So come along if you want to. Actually, before I go to breakfast, I'm going to pull my 3 sparks for the day. These are little boxes of matchsticks that are kind of give you prompts for different areas of your life. So I have one to, oh my gosh, I have one to spark creativity, one to spark gratitude, and one to spark balance. And kind of the concept is I pull one every single day of this retreat and try and do the spark by the end of the day. Okay, I'm gonna start with gratitude. Okay, this one feels easy enough. The next time you feel happy, proud, or loved, savor the moment. Spark balance. Do at least 1 page of mindless doodling. Oh, that'll be fun. And then finally, we have spark creativity. Take a risk. Failures may teach you more than successes. That is so funny because the last creative spark I pulled as well was literally just make something bad. Interesting. I'll have to think about what my risk for the day could be. Now, off to breakfast. Mine too. Hold on. You gotta say hello. Huh? Getting set up for a productive day, productive stream. I'm going to start, here's my plan. I'm going to start with a 45-minute sprint because I've been so freaked out about doing a 45-minute sprint because I'm really terrified it's going to really, really hurt and my career is going to flash before my eyes. We should just jump in and start with the 45-minute sprint, see how it goes. And then I wrote this into the description, if it's fine, then good, but it's going to be the only typing sprint I do today. But if it goes badly, I'm going to need a sprint to process that. All right, I am about to start the first 45-minute sprint, writing sprint I have done since I turned in my manuscript last September, and I'm really nervous. Okay, it's been 25 minutes and I'm calling it. My arm has started to get hot. There's no other way I know how to describe it, but there's this heat that builds in from under the skin, and my elbow is aching, and I'm I can make a fist, but it requires more effort than it has recently. And when I make a fist, I feel I feel an uncomfortable sensation in the center of my wrist. My whole hand gets tingly. It's obviously disappointing. 25 minutes is not what I thought I had in me. Yeah. I'm gonna need to take a second, I think. Okay, well, I have been crashing out for the past half hour over how poorly that sprint went. My elbow is currently on ice because it has, even though I stopped working kind of right before the pain threshold became really deeply uncomfortable, because I was worried about like pushing through the pain, which is what got me in this issue in the first place. But even though I stopped working 30 minutes ago, I feel like I did push myself too far unknowingly, because the pain has just started to kind of compound over the past half hour to the point where now my elbow is like really throbbing. So anyway, it's been tough. The sprint is just about to end. Katie Ann pushed it by half an hour so that way I could take time to sort of regroup, and she called me and we talked, and I just fully like had a meltdown. It was great. I wanted to update you about that. I'm gonna try and put on a brave face and finish the stream and do some voice text emails and do some other work for the day, but I'm probably not going to check back in until Ullr Fest, when the vibe will hopefully vastly improve. So I'll see you then.
Prior to re-entering the Union of the United States in 19...
To the hotel room because I needed to regroup. I just was in that mindset where everything was going wrong, and because of that, everything was going wrong. So for example, I left without bringing my notebook for me to take notes and things like that, and I was just like, oh, whatever, I can film stuff. But then I was in a bad mood, so I didn't want to be vlogging, and I was just annoyed, and I was like, this is gonna make a bad video. I was stressed out about that. I dropped my camera and it got all scuffed up. There were so many people, I was really overwhelmed, and this is gonna seem like really small, but there was this poster to commemorate this event, the Ullr Fest 2025 poster, that I had pre-ordered online, and I was so excited to get it because I'm not really someone who collects posters anymore, but I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is art. I want to have this framed in my apartment. And I went to go pick up the poster, and the place to pick them up was totally closed, and there was like nobody there to grab the poster. So I just was like, nothing is going right. I'm so annoyed. I'm so mad. Even the hot chocolate I got like wasn't gonna save the day. But I am a huge believer in that a day can have bad moments, but it's only gonna be a bad day if you let it be. And so I kept like trying to change things around in my head. It was really important to me that I at least try, because even though this is a festival, even though it is like inherently a ski party town vibe, it is technically a work event for me. I'm here to research and to gather little moments for the book. And this is the thing that really turned the day around. I was walking past a booth and I noticed that they had posters available, and not only did I get a poster, but the guy who I talked to was the designer of the poster. He gave me a framed, signed version of the commemorative poster. Are you kidding me? It's super reflective. I'm not sure its epicness is coming across on camera, but look at this, and I'm obsessed with the frame. I was gobsmacked. I was gobsmacked. So that was incredible. I carried it all the way back to the hotel, and I'm gonna sit out the parade this year. I have lots of footage, I believe, still from my time at the parade last year, so I'll put some of those in. But I'm gonna regroup, I'm gonna warm up, and I'm gonna go out for probably the bonfire, and then definitely for a dinner that I have later tonight. Let's go to the bonfire. roughly. I am gonna go head down to the front desk and then, well, I'm gonna get some breakfast and then I'm gonna go to the front desk and ask if I can book one more night, because the mountains are supposed to get upwards of 12 inches of snow tomorrow, which is when I was going to drive back down to Boulder, and I don't drive in the snow. And I would just leave today, but Boulder is currently getting 100-mile-an-hour winds again, and the highway between where I am and Boulder is probably gonna get closed. So I don't even think I'd be able to get back to my apartment today. So I'm gonna try and book one more night. We'll see if I'm successful, and if I'm not, you know, we're gonna figure it out. But how Hallmark movie is this? Getting kind of snowed in the mountains unexpectedly. I actually went and got my room first, and I'm so glad I did, because apparently a lot of people had the same idea as me. They only had 2 rooms available tomorrow night, and tomorrow night's the night that I needed to extend. So, but I get to stay in my current room, and I don't know, it's feeling very Hallmark movie. I'm gonna turn this into an adventure, or, you know, an opportunity to catch up on all the work that I'm behind on. Heading out. I'm in my full snowsuit. This is for 37 degrees. I'm like way overdressed, except for the fact that there's crazy winds, and so it feels like 15 degrees outside. The next big Ullr Fest event isn't until this evening, which it's like a film festival, and then a concert, which they did not have last year. That I am gonna check out, but that's not for like 7 hours. So I'm really free to do as I wish. Okay, I just had a lovely lunch. Well, it was really just fries, but it was in a lovely location, and the waitresses were so nice. Because I was by myself, they were like extra friendly with me and asked me what I was doing in town, and I mentioned that I'm writing a book, and one of the waitresses was like, "Oh my God, I'm a huge reader. What's your book about?" And I had some of my bookmark, promotional material on hand, so I gave her one, and she got all excited. And then I ordered a drink. It was a hot chocolate with something a little extra special in it. And, there's an old saying that when you're in the mountains, one drink is like 3 drinks. And yeah, can confirm. I randomly was walking and I saw a promotion for a local play that's happening tonight, which is like a Christmas Carol, but from one specific character's POV. And I have, as far as I can tell, never seen the Christmas Carol, unless you include that one movie about Matthew McConaughey where he's like a player. My plan, oh my God, a hair tie. Anyway, my plan is to go back to my hotel for a few hours, sober up, watch the Muppets Christmas Carol, so that way I have a basic understanding of the Christmas Carol, and then go and see this play. And I think that'll be fun.
Welcome to the Muppet Christmas Carol. I am here to tell the story.
And I am here for the food.
I'm about to head back out for some winter fun. I finished the Muppets Christmas Carol. I rested for a little bit. I scrolled for a little bit, which I'm not super proud of, but it's okay. I also wanted to mention the sparks that I pulled for today. My creative spark is to make a list of ways to bring more passion into your daily life. Then my balance spark is to make a log of mistakes and try seeing them as strategies. And finally, my gratitude spark is to carry a pebble, charm, or favorite object as a reminder to practice gratitude. And luckily, I have already done this one. I've been doing this one for years. I have this ring that I wear every single day. I got it after I finished walking the Camino de Santiago, and anytime that I need to anchor myself in gratitude, I fidget with this ring, and so that's amazingly something I've already incorporated. Lights here at night are so beautiful. I wonder if they keep them up all winter long or if these are just for the holidays. It's Saturday, December 20th. It's the last day of this retreat. It is inadvertently my last day because I was supposed to drive back down the mountains today, but I'm sticking around because it's snowing. It's actually not snowing too bad here in Breckenridge, but I'm just unsure of the conditions of the highway back down towards the plains, and I don't drive in the snow typically, so we're staying an extra day. And I'm really going to use this opportunity to just reflect on the week as a whole, because basically it's been a week at this point, and make kind of a top 3 priority list of 3 things I'd like to get done today to just round out the entire experience. I do think one of the things I'm going to make on that top 3 list is finish my sparks, because every day I feel like there's been one small spark that I haven't completed. Like, I never ended up doodling the like mindlessly for 10 minutes because that was the day that I had the really bad writing session and I just kind of didn't emotionally recover from it. And then yesterday, my sparks, I obviously did the carry a pebble, a charm, or favorite object as a reminder to practice gratitude. I definitely did that. But I still need to, I didn't do my other 2 sparks. I still need to make a list of ways to bring more passion into my daily life, and then I need to make a log of mistakes and try to see them as strategies. And I'm gonna specifically start with this one by doing that exact thing about this week. Things that, like, I'm gonna log of things that I would consider mistakes, but, well, I don't know how to see them as strategies though. That's interesting because they do have mistakes in, I don't know if you can see that, but the mistakes are, the word mistakes is in quotation. Yeah, that's interesting because one of the things I was gonna list is like allowing myself scrolling time, like not being unintentional with scrolling time. And I don't know how to see that as a strategy. I'm gonna pull 3 more sparks for the day. Also, I want to pull a Yuletide Oracle card because I've only done that once this entire trip and I brought 2 decks. Okay, so my creative spark for the day is, ask people from different professions how they stay inspired. I'm on a trip right now. I don't know how to do that. I'm not talking to people. I'm not being sociable, but okay, I'll make that a goal of mine. If I meet a random stranger today, on the off chance, I'll try and ask them that, but I will also pose this question to you, the audience member watching it. I'm assuming most people watching it are writers, but as I'm well aware, most writers have different professions as well. So I'm gonna ask you, and hopefully you'll feel free to leave a comment down below, how you stay inspired, not in writing, but in your other profession, whatever it may be. All right, I'm gonna pull my gratitude spark now. That last one was creativity. I don't know if I mentioned that. To help someone at least once a day. I'm actually feeling really proud. I feel like I could almost count this one as done. I mean, I will do it today as well, but 2 days ago, I was walking down the street and there was this woman trying to parallel park and I stopped, at total stranger, right? I stopped and I like did that thing where you're like, you can keep coming forward, because she was in a big car, she couldn't really see. So I helped this lady parallel park and that was like a feel good moment. And then yesterday it was super windy and I was walking past this storefront and they had this right in front of me, a little decorative Christmas tree that was only like yay high, was in a pot and it fell over. And nobody else like from the store saw, so I righted it and like there was a rock there. I put the rock in the bucket so it would hopefully hold it down. So I feel like I have done my best, because it's saying like not just today, but once a day. I feel like on the course of this retreat, I have tried to do my best to help someone at least once a day, and I will do the same today. Today's balance spark is spend time connecting with a person or animal without any distractions. Interesting. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I got ready to settle in for a productive and calm work session, but I remembered to pull my Yuletide tarot card, and today I pulled snow, which felt very fitting for this particular snowy day. And this is what the card said. Snow is soft, pure, and gently whispers, allowing its healing to settle lightly upon you rather than being overwhelmed by an enormous flood. Snow is falling in your spread as a reminder to soften. There is no need to know everything at once, nor is there any reason to rush. Allow things to gently come to you over time. Operating from a place of force is when mistakes happen, or worse, you can end up running over everything and everyone in your path, causing more obstacles, heartache, and disruptions. Snow reminds you that force breaks more than it creates. Be gentle as you move ahead and trust that all will be revealed in due time. I felt like this was a really fitting pull for today as I reflect on this retreat in general. In this time lapse, I basically watched some YouTube videos and worked on filling out my left-hand journal with the doodle page and also filling out my anxiety journal. I finally took time to go back and reflect on the really rough reaction I had to not being able to write for too long a few days ago. I wasn't able to do this immediately after. It just felt too raw. I didn't want to think about it, but now 2 days past the experience, it was time for me to really reflect and refocus and reframe a lot of the kind of more destructive thoughts I had after that bad experience. Feeling good. I've officially done it. Well, I put this spark away, but I did my doodle page spark, and I am going to say my make a log of mistakes and try seeing them as strategies. I'm going to count that as the work that I just did in my anxiety journal, because one of the things that you're supposed to do in cognitive behavioral therapy is kind of write down all of your thoughts and then identify how they, like any unhelpful sort of thought patterns. And I basically talked about how right after that 25-minute sprint, I felt like I'll never be able to write a book again at this pace, and which meant I was like, my career is over, which is all or nothing thinking and catastrophizing. And also I was dealing with some should statements because I was like, I should be better by now. And then the kind of final part of the prompts in the journal is to then take those unhelpful thought patterns, just to think about the situation differently. And so because of that, I'm counting that as this, of like, as if the unhelpful thought patterns are my, in quotations, mistakes, and then thinking about it differently is the different strategy. So there we go. That's one spark done. And I also asked you guys to talk about your profession and how it can inspire you, or how you stay inspired within your profession. So I'm counting that one as done as well. That means the last 3 things I need to do in order to be done with my sparks for the week, as far as I'm aware, are to, the one that I missed yesterday was to make a list of ways to bring more passion into my daily life, and then help someone at least once a day and spend time connecting with a person or animal without any distraction.
What do we got? Last feature here, Egan wins. There she is.
Completed another one of my sparks as I was climbing up this mountain to get to the snowboarding event. A man in front of me dropped one of his skis and it started to slide back, and I grabbed it, picked it up, so I've done my helping of someone for the day. Alright, I've had a very lovely late afternoon, early evening. I have gone through all of my goals for 2026. I am heading out in a little under an hour to go to a play. I was supposed to go last night, but then the play was gonna interact with the concert and stuff, so I went to that instead, but I got tickets to the play tonight. It's the day before I leave. I'm doing kind of a fridge clean out of leftovers that I have from restaurants, and also just kind of what I had left in my own stock. So this is my girl dinner for tonight. We are doing a lot of crackers that I had left over from the Hearthstone. We have pepperoni and salami, some mashed up avocado guacamole thing, a hard-boiled egg, some marinated bits of mozzarella, and then this mixture right here is labna, which is like kind of a Mediterranean yogurt-based dip thing, and it's covered in chili and tomato jam and also like chili oil. I got back from the play a little bit ago. It's a little past 9 p.m. right now. I've been packing up for a bit, but before I get fully packed, I did want to review my writing retreat / research retreat to-do list and look at what I did or did not do. So I did have my therapy call this week. I did pull sparks almost every single day and worked on them. So I'm definitely counting that as completed, and I'm very, very pleased with myself for doing those. I did do my 145-minute sprint. So even though I mean, I didn't accomplish a 45-minute sprint, but I gathered the data of what attempting to do a 145-minute sprint was going to be. You know, again, the goal for this week was to eventually build up to being able to do roughly 3 45-minute sprints a day. So that's hilarious. Did not think that that was going to be asking too much, but apparently it was. I did not get my down bad pitch written, but I can work on that this week. I did outline it a bit, not finalized, but outlined. I did not receive my edits, so I couldn't read my edits, so I'll just put NA over that box. Oh, I did do some work for my real job. I did go to Ullr Fest. I wasn't able to compile cover ideas, just again, I really didn't want to focus on that until I had my edits. I did vlog, so that's good. Narrowed down goals for 2026. I did that today and I'm very happy with what I did. I do think that there's more work to be done, but I think I did a good job. These are 2 secret project things I'm not going to talk about, but I did them both. Of all of the things that I wanted to get done, there were only 6.5 that I didn't accomplish at all. And then there were 16.33333 repeating of my to-do list tasks done for this week. So overall, even though yes, it's easy to get caught up in the things that we didn't get to accomplish, I feel very, very happy with everything that I did get done. I already have ideas for how I'm going to shift those chapters in the book so that way they feel a little more vibrant. I also had a kind of major revelation this week that I think there are 2 characters right now in the story, and I think I'm gonna merge them together into one character. Like I said, I just have some last minute packing to do, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and then I'm gonna head down the mountain. Tomorrow is Yule, which I'm super excited for. Here's hoping I actually upload this video and that you're actually watching it and it's not just living in limbo on the SD card of this camera for the next year like all of my footage from Ullr Fest last year was. Until then, thank you so much for watching this 2-part kind of epic random vlog week in my life sort of thing, and go be happy, go be healthy, and go right. Bye.